chasing the shadows you left on the floor. The silence is louder than the slamming of the door. I'm rehearsing the words I should have said then. Now I'm just a ghost in a house of might have been. The coffee's gone cold and the bed's way too wide. There's nowhere for broken men to hide. And the tears fall without sound, crashing like glass on this hallowed ground. I'm screaming your name, but my lips never move. I've got everything to lose and nothing to. Just a silent rain in a world turned gray, watching the best of me walk away. I see your ghost in the passenger seat, in the faces of strangers we pass on the street. They say time is a healer, but time is a thief. It steals all the joy and it leaves all the grief. I'm a flicker of light in a permanent dark, trying to find home from a dying spark. If a heart breaks in pieces and no one is near, does it make a sound that a lover can hear? Or does it just wither? And does it just fade in the wake of the choices and mistakes we made? And the tears fall without sound, crashing like glass on this hallowed ground. I'm screaming your name, but my lips never move. I've got everything to lose and nothing to. Just a silent rain in a world turned gray, watching the best of me walk away. No thunder to warn me, no storm in the sky, just the quietest way to say goodbye. Yeah, they fall without sound, oh, without sound. I'm still waiting for them to hit the ground. I left the porch light on, just like I used to do, before I realized the shadow at the door wasn't you. It's quiet in the kitchen, the kettle starts to cry. I'm getting used to silence, I don't even ask why. The space beside me in the bed is growing cold and wide. I've got no more tears to swallow, nowhere left to hide. And oh, it's a rhythm I can finally hum along to, a heavy kind of hollow that I always wander into. I don't reach for the phone, I don't wait for the sound. I've learned how to walk without touching the ground. It's a bitter kind of comfort, a shadow in the hall. I'm not even surprised by the weight of the fall. I guess I'm back where I started, somewhere in the blue. Yeah, heartache feels familiar now, just like you. I saw your coat today, the one with the broken zip. I felt that old familiar sting, that slow and steady slip. I used to fight the sinking, I used to scream at the sky, but now I just sit with the ghost of your goodbye. It's funny how the agony starts feeling like a friend when you've seen the beginning of too many the ends. And oh, it's a rhythm I can finally hum along to, a heavy kind of hollow that I always wander into. I don't reach for the phone, I don't wait for the sound. I've learned how to walk without touching the ground. It's a bitter kind of comfort, a shadow in the hole. I'm not even surprised by the weight of the fall. I guess I'm back where I started, somewhere in the blue. Yeah, heartache feels familiar now, just like you. They say time is a healer, but time is just a thief who leaves you with the memories and takes away belief. I'm a seasoned regular at the table for a feels like home somehow. Caught my reflection in a darkened pane, but I didn't see my eyes, I only saw the rain. There's a heavy kind of silence sitting in your chair, and the ghost of how you love me hanging in the air. I try to wash the memory off, but it's grown too deep into the promises you made and couldn't keep. Now I'm walking through the world in a shell so thin, and I don't know where you end or where I begin. Every breath is a reminder of the state I'm in, because heartbreak wears my skin. It's the color of my pulse, it's the shadow on my face, a hollowed out devotion that I can't erase. My friends say I look different, like I've lost the light, like I'm shivering in the sun even when it's bright. They don't see the stitches where you tore the soul away, or the way the us I used to be has turned to gray. It's a second layer, cold and tight against the bone, the heaviest garment that I've ever known. I'd peel it off if I thought I'd survive the sting, but it's wrapped around the core of every single thing. It's the way I hold my shoulders, the way I hide my hands, a map of a kingdom built on sinking sands. Yeah, walking through the world in a shell so thin, and I don't know where you end or where I begin. Every breath is a reminder of the state I'm in, because heartbreak wears my skin. It's the color of my pulse, it's the shadow on my face, a hollowed out devotion that I can't erase. It fits me like a glove, it fits me like a sin. Day after day, heartbreak wears my skin. Just a haunted house where a heart once lived, and I have nothing left to give. I watch the porch light flicker for 1,000 nights, counting the shadows of cars that weren't yours. I kept your coffee mug right by the sink, in case you walk through those heavy front doors. They tell me that silence is a natural sound, but it's screaming your name while I'm pacing around. And I stayed, even when the stars went cold, holding on to stories that we never told. I kept the fire burning in the pouring rain, just to have a place to house all of this pain. You were already gone, miles past the grave, but I stayed, hoping anyway. The dust started settling on your side of the bed, like a ghost of the life that we used to lead. I memorized every last word that you said, searching for reasons I didn't want to need. It's a lonely kind of brave to wait for a ghost to love the version of you that I miss the most. And I stayed, even when the stars went cold, holding on to stories that we never told. I kept the fire burning in the pouring rain, just to have a place to house all of this pain. You were already gone, miles past the grave, but I stayed, hoping anyway. Is it loyalty or is it just a lie to keep saying hello to a goodbye? I'm a captain of a ship that's already sunk, drowning in memories, beautifully drunk. Yeah, I stayed long after the music died down, long after you left this town. I'm still here in the empty hallway, hoping anyway, just hoping anyway. Hallway light is flickering again, just like the way you used to look at me. I'm counting shadows where your ghost has been, and tracing outlines of what we used to be. You stopped the talking, so I learned the language of the quiet. I thought if I was still enough, you'd finally see the light. But you were packing boxes in the corners of your mind, while I was left to wonder what was left for me to find. I stayed through the silence, I stayed through the cold, I held on to a story that was already told. I watched the fire flicker and watched the embers die, while I searched for a truth in the back of your lie. You were already gone, miles before you left the room. Now I'm just a flower waiting for her winter blue. Yeah, I stayed through silence, but the silence didn't stay. It just grew until it pushed my heart away. The dinner table set for two tonight, but the air across from me is thin and gray. I'm still rehearsing how to make it right, while you're rehearsing how to walk away. Your I love you turned to I'm busy, then to nothing at all. I was the only one who tried to break the rising wall. I mistook your distance for a phase that we'd get through, not realizing I was losing me while trying to save you. They say the noise is where the anger hides, but silence is where the love goes to die. It's a heavy, hollow weight that keeps you paralyzed until you wake up and realize you're the only one who cried. The house is finally quiet now, but it's a different kind of sound. I'm finally learning how to breathe without your silence weighing down. I stayed, but you were already gone. I kept the porch light burning till the bulb went gray, counting every shadow, chasing ghosts of yesterday. I memorized the silence and the way the floorboards creak, holding on to promises I thought you meant to keep. And all the bitter taste of a love that didn't stay, I built a cathedral just to watch it wash away. I saved a seat at the table, I left the door on the latch, but you were a fire that didn't need a match. Now the silence is screaming everything we never said. I waited for a lifetime, but I waited ink is fading on the letters that I never mailed. A blueprint of a future where we never would have failed. I'm still wearing a sweater. It smells faintly of your skin, searching for a door that you're never coming in. And oh, the bitter taste of a love that didn't stay. I built a cathedral just to watch it wash away. I saved a seat at the table. I left the door on the latch, but you were a fire that didn't need a match. Now the silence is screaming everything we never said. I waited for a lifetime, but I waited for nothing instead. They say time is a healer, but time is just a thief, stealing every moment and leaving only grief. I was a harbor waiting for a ship that was already sunk, drunk on a hope that I shouldn't have drunk. Nothing but the echo of my own heartbeat. Nothing but the dust on an empty street. I waited for the always. I waited for the us, but the gold I was guarding was only ever us. Yeah, I waited for nothing, just nothing. The coffee's cold, the light is gray. Another morning where we've nothing to say. You're staring at the window, I'm staring at the floor, tracing the cracks that lead to the door. We used to scream, we used to fight. Now we just drift like ghosts in the night. The loudest sound is the ticking of the clock as the keys turn slowly in a rusted lock. It didn't end with a bang or a heavy goodbye. No lightning struck, no storm in the sky. We just let the fire burn down to the bone while sitting together but feeling alone. There are no more tears left for us to cry. I'm just watching the last of the embers die. No words were spoken, no violence, no violence. Love died in silence. Your side of the bed feels 1,000 miles wide, with all of the secrets we've learned how to hide. I reach for your hand, then I pull it away, afraid of the ghosts of the things we won't say. We're masters of masks in the I'm doing fine, while we're crossing out names on a Valentine. It's the quietest murder that I've ever known, to be losing a heart that I thought was my own. Sometimes I wish you'd just yell at the walls, break all the pictures hanging in the hall. Give me a reason to stay or to leave, but the air is too thin for us even to breathe. The silence is heavy. don't say a word. The quiet is the saddest thing I've ever heard. Love died in silence. I'm still sitting in the quiet of this kitchen chair, tracing ghosts of conversations that are no longer there. You left your coffee mug a ring of dried up red, and 1,000 heavy sentences we never actually said. The clock is ticking louder than it ever did before, like it's counting every second since you walked out of the door. No screaming matches, no it's over line, just a slow retreat across the border of what was mine. I'm reaching out for something I can't even name. How do I put out a fire when there's no more flame? Now I'm haunted by the ghost of a goodbye, a hollow space beneath the gray and heavy sky. You didn't break my heart, you let it starve instead. Left me hanging on the words that you never said. The colors washed away, the memories jaded. God, it hurts the most to watch the love just fade into a silence I can't break. I saw your coat today, the one you always wore. It's hanging like a shadow on the back of the bedroom door. I thought about calling them, but what would I even say? You're 100 miles of distance, though you're just a block away. We're two ships drifting on a black and glassy sea, and I'm wondering if you're drowning just as fast as me. Now I'm haunted by the ghost of a goodbye, a hollow space beneath the gray and heavy sky. You didn't break my heart, you let it starve instead. Left me hanging on the words that you never said. The colors washed away, the memories jaded. God, it hurts the most to watch the love just fade into a silence I can't break. Give me a reason, give me a lie, give me a hate you or a final goodbye. Just don't leave me here in this static, this blur, where I'm losing the person credits, no final scene, just the static on the screen. Love didn't end, it just dissipated, faded, faded without a I'm still reaching for your hand in the hallway, but the air where you stood has turned cold. We were a story written in permanent ink. Now I'm watching the pages unfold. The clock on the wall is a heartbeat, ticking through memories we saved. I'm standing still in the used to be, while you're a ghost I can't quite chase. And oh, it's the quietest kind of a break-in, when the forever we promised is mine alone to keep. I reach for the light, but the shadows were taken, the only promise I intended to be. We had the world in the palm of our hands, but the moments turned into sand, and I watched as our love slipped through time. I find your hair on the collar of my jacket, and it feels like a sting from the past. How can a heart be so heavy and full of a love that wasn't built to last? I'm replaying the tapes of our laughter, back when the sunrise was ours. Now I'm just counting the distance between us and the farthest of stars. And oh, it's the quietest kind of a break-in, when the forever we promised is mine alone to keep. I reach for the light, but the shadows were taken, the only promise I intended to be. We had the world in the palm of our hands, but the moments turned into sand, and I watched as our love slipped through time. If I could go back to the second before the always so deep to know more, I'd freeze every breath, I'd hold every breath, I'd fight off the silence, I'd cheat every death. But the minutes are thieves, and they don't leave a trace, they just rub out the just a space where you were, a blur in the rear view of life. I'm still here, holding the we, while you're just a once in my mind. Yeah, love just slipped through time, just slipped through staring at the hollow side of a king-size bed, tracing every ghost of the words you never said. The coffee's getting cold, just like the way we ended. I'm picking up the pieces of a heart I thought was mended, but the silence in this hallway is screaming out your name, and I'm the only one left here to carry all the blame. Because the memories don't fade, they just sharpen like a knife, cutting through the wreckage of a prehistoric life. I can handle being lonely, I can handle being blue, but I can't handle waking up and reaching out for you. The ghosts are getting louder, walking through every room, turning every forever into a quiet tomb. Yeah, I'm learning the hard way as the candle starts to grow. The memories hurt more when you're facing them alone. I found your favorite sweater in the back of the drawer. Still smells like the Sunday nights we don't have anymore. I try to throw it out, but my hands began to shake. There's only so much emptiness a hollow chest can take. Now the television's flickering, shadows on the wall, waiting for a phone to ring that isn't gonna call. We were a masterpiece, now we're just a blur. Or was and it could have been a him and a her. I thought that I'd be stronger, I thought I'd find the light, but the sun is just a reminder of another lonely night. Because the memories don't fade, they just sharpen like a knife, cutting through the wreckage of a prehistoric life. I can handle being lonely, I can handle being blue, but I can't handle waking up and reaching out for you. The ghosts are getting louder, walking through every room, turning every forever into a quiet tomb. Yeah, I'm learning the hard way as the candle starts to grow. The memories hurt more when you're facing them alone. Yeah, they hurt more alone. Just me and the echoes, just me and the ghost of home. I'm still here, but you're all gone. I'm staring at the hollow side of the bed, tracing every word that you never said. The silence used to be a comforting sound, but now it's just the weight of you not being around. I see your coffee mug, the chip on the rim. The light in this hallway is getting dim. I thought I knew what lonely was supposed to be, but I was only a stranger to that part of me. I've seen the movies and I've heard the songs about how it hurts when it all goes wrong. I used to think I understood the cost, but I didn't know a thing about being lost. 'Cause I've watched the rain fall on someone else's parade, and I've held a hand while the memories fade. I thought I felt the sting when the world turned cold, but those were just stories that somebody told. Now the air in my lungs is a heavy ghost, losing the person who loved me the most. Yeah, heartbreak was a concept I used to allow, but the pain feels personal now. The city keeps moving like nothing has changed, but the map of my heart has been rearranged. I'm walking through crowds where nobody knows that I'm wearing the grief like a suit of old clothes. It's the way that you laughed at the start of the day. It's the thousand small things that you took away. It's not just a breakup or ending the line, it's the fact that your soul was tangled with mine. It's a different kind of quiet, a different kind of dark, when the fire goes out and you're left with the spark that burns through the skin and settles in the bone. I've never felt this much of everything alone, 'cause I've watched the rain fall on someone else's parade, and I've held a hand while the memories fade. I thought I felt the sting when the world turned cold, but those were just stories that somebody told. Now the air in my lungs is a heavy ghost, losing the person who loved me the most. Yeah, heartbreak was a concept I used to allow, but the pain feels personal now. Yeah, it's hitting me different tonight. The shadow is bigger than the light. I used to look on from the edge of the crowd, but the pain, yeah, the pain feels personal now. So personal now. The clock on the wall is a heavy sound, counting the seconds you're not around. I trace the outlines of where you used to lay, but the warmth of your shadow is fading to gray. The National Sleep Foundation notes how the silence grows louder when you're alone with your thoughts. Oh, these sad nights feel longer than the days we spent trying to fix a love that was already bad. The moon is a witness to the tears that don't show. I'm anchored in place with nowhere to go. Funny how forever can end in a blink. Now I'm just drowning in the time I have to think. I scrolled through the photos on Instagram today, searching for the moment we started to sway. The streetlights are flickering, tired like me, a ghost in a room where we used to be free. I'm checking my phone for a ghost of a text, haunted by why and what happens next. The sun is an enemy, the dark is a friend to a story I never wanted to end. Close my eyes, but the sleep won't come. Just the beat of a heart that's feeling numb. Yeah, these sad nights, they just feel so much longer. I'm counting the cracks in the ceiling tonight, tracing the ghosts of the flickering light. I reached for your hand in the space where you slept, but the cold is the only promise you kept. The closet is empty, the hallway is wide, nowhere for all of these feelings to hide. I'm screaming your name, but it dies in my throat, just a paper ship waiting for nothing to float. Now the walls are just mirrors of what used to be, and the shadows are all that are keeping me company. I saved every whisper, I memorized the help, but the noise of your leaving was all that I felt. You took the laughter, the heat and the soul, and left me this hollow, this deepening hole. The static is loud, but it's ringing with you. Silence took everything else, and I'm broken in two. The kettle is whispering to an empty room. The garden is buried in winter and gloom. I still buy the coffee you liked for the shelf, a habit I use just to lie to myself. There's a ghost in the kitchen, a hum in the air, but I turn around and there's nobody there. Just the tick of the clock, like a slow dripping vein, counting the moments I'm living in vain. 'Cause the walls are just mirrors of what used to be, took the laughter, the heat, and the soul, and left me this hollow, this deepening hole. The static is loud, but it's ringing with you. Silence took everything else, and I'm broken in two. They say that it's golden, they say that it's peace, but it's just a cage that won't grant me release. It's heavy, it's freezing, it's drowning my breath. This quiet is just a slow version of death. Now the walls are just mirrors of what used to be. Silence took everything else, and now I'm just the echo. The coffee's cold, the steam just gave up trying. Just like the ghost of us, quiet and dying. You're staring at your phone, I'm staring at the wall, measuring the distance in the hallway of this hall. We used to stay up late just to hear each other breathe. Now we're just two strangers waiting for the other one to leave. And we broke without words, we shattered in the dark. No screaming in the kitchen, no fire, just no spark. We didn't say goodbye, we didn't even fight. We just let the heavy silence bleed out every bit of life. Now the loudest thing I've heard is how we broke without a single word. I went to tell a joke, then remembered you don't laugh. I'm living in a house that's been cut exactly in half. Your keys are on the counter, mine are in my hand. We're sinking in the nothing like it's miles of desert sand. I've got 1,000 questions, a million things to say, but the air between us turned to stone and blocked the way. And we broke without words, we shattered in the dark. No screaming in the kitchen, no fire, just no spark. We didn't say goodbye, we didn't even is how we broke without a single word. Sometimes a scream is kinder than this hollow, empty ringing. Sometimes the end is better if you hear the sirens singing. But we just faded out like a song with no conclusion, lost in the static of this beautiful delusion. Without words, the quietest heartbreak I've ever heard. Just silence. The coffee's cold, the house is too quiet now. I'm walking circles, trying to remember how we used to fit like puzzle pieces in the dark, before the silence grew and left a jagged mark. I see your ghost in every doorway that I pass, a fragile memory trapped behind a wall of glass. We tried to patch the cracks with I'm sorry's and I knows, but you can't keep a fire burning when the spirit goes. We fought the tide until our hands went numb, counting down the heartbeats till the end had come. I reached for you, but you were already out of reach. A lesson that the bitterest of endings have to teach. We had the map, we had the light, we had the truth, but we burned the bridge and wasted all our youth. God knows we tried, but there's no excuse. In the end we couldn't save us, we couldn't save you. Your keys are gone, but your scent is on the floor, like a heavy secret I can't carry anymore. I wonder if you're driving with the radio turned off, or if you're breathing easier, finally letting go of all the weight we stacked upon a foundation of sand, while we watch the world slip right through our hands. It wasn't for a lack of love or a lack of tears, it was the slow erosion of 1,000 lonely years. I give my soul to go back to the start, before we learned the rhythm of a breaking heart. We couldn't save you. No, we couldn't save you. Just two survivors on a sinking ship. I'm letting go. I'm losing my grip. We couldn't save you. I'm still standing in the kitchen where we drew the floor plans out, tracing lines of a life that you don't care about no more. There's a ghost of a garden in the weeds of the backyard, and a name for a daughter that we'll never get to call. I kept my promise, I kept the ring, but you traded forever for a temporary thing. How can you sleep when the house we built is burning? How can you breathe when you stole the air I need? You walked away from the vows we hadn't spoken, and left me bleeding out on a road that leads to nowhere. I'm still living in the after, drowning in the used to be. It's not just me you left behind. You forgot our future too. I saw a silver car today, and for a second I forgot. I started reaching for my phone to tell you that I love the spot where we said we'd watch the sunset when our hair was turning gray. But you burned the calendar and threw the years away. Now the someday we were chasing is a never in my chest, and I'm just a stranger cleaning up the mess. You didn't just break my heart, you broke my time. You took the will be and turned it into a crime. Every dream is a lie now, every plan is a ghost, and I'm the one haunting the things I love most. How can you sleep when the house we built is burning? How can you breathe when you stole the air I need? You walked away future too. The porch light's still on, but you're already gone. Yeah, you forgot our future, and you forgot me too. I'm still standing at the station where you said goodbye, watching the taillights fade into the heavy sky. I kept the ticket stub, the one I'll never use. Now I'm just a ghost in a city painted in your hues. The coffee's getting cold, I'm still setting two plates, forgetting for a second that it's already too late. And oh, the silence is the loudest thing you gave me. I'm reaching for a hand that isn't there to save me. You found a brand new road, you didn't look back once. While I'm still living in our favorite months, you moved on to the light. You found a way to shine. Yet you left me behind in the shadows of ours and mine. I saw your picture yesterday, you looked so whole, like I wasn't the half that used to complete your soul. How do you breathe so easy in that different air? Well, I'm still gasping for the scent of you that's lingering there. I'm a page you turned, a chapter you outgrew, but I'm still the book that was written all for you. They say that time is a healer, but it's just a thief, stealing the memories and leaving the grief. You took the map we drew, you took the better part and left the jagged pieces of a hollowed out heart. Yeah, the silence is the loudest thing you gave me. I'm reaching for a hand that isn't there to save me. You found a brand new road, you didn't look back once. While I'm still living in our favorite months, you moved on to the light. You found a way to shine. You left me behind in the shadows of ours and mine. You're miles away, and I'm still in the driveway. You're moving on, I'm just gone. Yeah, you left me behind. I'm staring at the hallway where your shadow used to dance. Just a ghost of every promise, every ghost of every chance. The coffee's getting colder in the mug you left behind, and I'm picking through the pieces of the life we had designed. You took the color with you, left the canvas cold and gray. Now I'm just a hollow habit, trying to make it through the day. And oh, you left me empty, like a house without a sound, like a city after midnight when there's no one left around. You reached inside my spirit and you took the best of me. Now I'm drowning in the silence of the things we'll never be. Yeah, you left me empty. I see your side of the mattress, still unmade and perfectly still. I tell myself I'll move on, but I know I never will. There's a hunger in my chest now that no memory can feed. You were everything I wanted, you were everything I need. But you walked out of the picture and you blurred the entire view. Now there's nothing left of us, and there's nothing left of you. They say that time is healing, that the echoes start to fade, but the debt of losing you is a price I can't have paid. I'm a vessel with a fracture, I'm a sky without a star. How can I be whole again when I don't know where you are? Because you left me empty, like a house without a sound, like a city after midnight when there's no one left around. You reached inside my spirit and you took the best of me. Now I'm drowning in the silence of the things we'll never be. Yeah, you left me empty. Just a shell, just a name. Nothing's different, but nothing's the same. You left me empty, you left me empty. You left me empty. I'm still sitting in the quiet of the hallway where we used to dance until the light turned gray. I'm holding on to ghost stuff, every word you'd say, while you're out there throwing all our years away. like it's a habit I can't break. But you're a bridge that finally decided to shake. I'm memorizing shadows on the ceiling while you're discovering a brand new feeling. I'm still bleeding from the heart you stole while you're already making someone else whole. And it kills me how you moved on easily, like I was just a chapter you were born to read. I'm still drowning in the used to be's, but you're sailing on a brand new sea. How do you breathe without the air we shared? How do you act like you were never scared? I'm a wreck, I'm a ghost, I'm barely me, and you moved on so damn easily. Saw a picture of you smiling in the neon light. You look different than you did with me that final night. The hollow in your eyes is gone, replaced with something bright. While I'm still screaming at the stars to make it right. Did you pack me in a box and leave it at the door? Or did you never really love me anymore? They say time is a healer, but time is a thief. It's stealing my memories to give you relief. I'm stuck in the wreckage, I'm frozen in place while you're erasing the lines of my face easily. You didn't even stumble, you didn't even fall. You just walked away like you never loved me at all. I'm still here, but you're already gone. I still catch myself reaching for the phone to tell you about a day you'll never know. The silence in this kitchen has a bitter kind of weight, like a conversation started just a little bit too late. I see your ghost in every hallway, in every hollow room, a lingering scent of wood smoke and your favorite perfume. Now your name feels heavy on my tongue, like a song I love too much but can no longer be sung. It used to be a whisper, a light and easy grace. Now it's just the shadow of a vanished time and place. I try to say it softly, but the air begins to thin. Your name feels heavy, like the skin I'm living in. a sad and dream. The world is moving forward, well, that's just how it seems. But I'm anchored to the sidewalk, frozen in the glass, watching all the versions of the us we used to be just pass. I used to wear your promise like a locket around my neck. Now it's just an anchor on a slow and sinking wreck. They say the time is healing, that the sharpest edge is dull, but the space you left behind is much too wide and much too full of the maybes and the somedays that we buried in the yard. How can something made of breath and sound hit me quite this hard? Like the skin I'm living in. 5 little letters, 2 little syllables, a mountain in my throat. Your name, it's just too heavy to hold.